everyone! So today I am doing kind of a quick review on The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum with 42 illustrations by W. Denslow. It's not as exciting as like these books that he gets into because like these are a lot thicker, as you can see in comparison. This, I guess, was his first book. I don't know if there is a larger and longer one, because this is the unabridged. So I'm guessing usually abridged ones are like shorter than that. They're like, yeah, they're abridged, something like that. But if there is a longer one, like this is 140 pages, like back to front. So if there is such a thing as if there is a longer one, then like leave a comment down below, or leave a message. But leaving a comment is easier because that way I can send a comment back. Like I can actually reply to the comments. I don't know what's going on with my messages, but I don't think I can read them as easily as I used to. I don't know what's going on. So if someone can tell me what the hell might be going on with my YouTube messages, then please either like send me a how-to video or send me a link to whatever is available. Like if there's an actual YouTube video explaining how to use the current YouTube setting, because I'm a little confused. But yeah, this book is as good as it usually is. It's got all the stuff that I read in this previous book that I had. It was a lot. It was a bit thicker than this. Not as thick as this. Maybe like half of this, maybe just a little more than half, because this is almost like half the book, but like, yeah. It's like in between both these book sizes, so. But it didn't have the pictures of the original artist of the first book, so that's why I wanted this book. But if you can find me, this book, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, the first book in the Oz series, with pictures by Denslow, because I want the original drawings, then just, leave it in the comments below. I might actually be able to find a better one from Better World Books, because this is where I got this. But yeah. I still recommend reading it at this age, because, like, these books are really good. And it just, if you liked this book and thought it was okay, and, like, you liked the stuff in here, you definitely will like stuff in here, because, like, you've got amazing drawings, and, like, the typography, and, like, there's always art right at the beginning. And, like, this is a larger print, but, like, a lot goes on in here. Like, I think it's just really amazing what goes on in these larger books after the first book. Yeah, it's just really great. And and if you have children and want them to get into, like, the Land of Oz fairy tale, like, this is American folk tale, because sadly it's a not exactly a North American folk tale, but us Canadians can adopt it as well, because you just have to picture it in maybe like Alberta, because this is done in, Dorothy lives in Kansas, but you could probably imagine like a little girl that lives in the Alberta prairies. I'd say that's a good enough transition, because like he did write this as an American folktale, because all the folktales everyone knew were from Europe, and so it was supposed to be our folktale, which is, I think it's really great. And like you should definitely read these to your children so that they can get into this. And there are some, I don't know. It can help with the their morals and the way they treat other people. Because like every single person here is like basically different. Like every time you meet someone, they're always different. And like some things are like, really, why would you say that? Or why would you say it that way and stuff like that? But everyone's always usually very accepting of the way people are. Or they want to help them and stuff like that. So I'd say this is still a very good book. So please read it. I can't really say much about this because it's not exactly my favorite, but it's part of my Oz series, and I have to have all of my Oz series. All of my Oz books. Now I get to read The Land of Oz, The Further Adventures of the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman, a sequel to The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, illustrated by John R. Nell. It actually says pictured here, but whatever, it's still illustrated. Illustrated and pictures are basically the same thing. You get such gorgeous pictures. And like, in here, they're at least proportionally sized better than the ones like this. Then Slow did, but whatever. And look, you can actually see how much it cost back in, when was this published? It says copyright 1904. And that's all it says. So yeah, this probably was done in 1904 or something. Yeah. Alright, so The Land of Oz. Beginning an account of the further adventures of the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman, and also the strange experiences of the highly magnified Wogglebug, Jack Pumpkinhead, the animated Sawhorse, and the Gump. The story being a sequel to The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum, author of Father Goose, his book, The Wizard of Oz, The Magic Monarch of Mo, The Enchanted Isle of Yew, Y-E-W, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus, Dot and Tot of Maryland, etc., pictured by John R. Nell, N-E-I-L-L, Rand McNally and Company. Copyright 1904 by L. Frank Baum, all rights reserved. And I actually got this book and the other book, The Road to Oz, from my middle school, which is no longer standing. Author's notes. After the publication of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, I began to receive letters from children telling me of their pleasure in reading the story and asking me to write something more about the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman. At first I considered these letters, frankly and earnest though they were, in the light of pretty compliments. But the letters continued to come during succeeding months and even years. Finally, I promised one little girl who made a long journey to see me and prefer her request, and she is a Dorothy, by the way. I'm guessing her name is Dorothy. Her actual name is Dorothy. So that when 1,000 little girls had written me 1,000 little letters asking for another story of the Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman, I would write the book. Either little Dorothy was a fairy in disguise and waved her magic wand, or the success of the stage production of The Wizard of Oz made new friends for the story. For the 1,000 letters reached their destination long since, and many more followed them. And now, although pleadingly guilty to a long delay, I have kept my promise in this book. L. Frank Baum, Chicago, June, 1904. Okay, that didn't make a lot of sense to me, but I'm guessing the gist of it is basically, yeah, he was kind of inspired and pushed and guilt-tripped into writing the second book. And like, look at these drawings. So there's this one here. There's a man, and there are children cleaning, and then this one. That's Pip that we meet in the story, and like a bunch of letters, and then the ink down here, and the quill, because there's a quill down there. So it's always pretty. Okay. To those excellent good fellows and eminent comedians, David C. Montgomery and Fred A. Stone, whose clever personations of the Tin Woodman and the Scarecrow have delighted thousands of children throughout the land, this book is gratefully dedicated by the author. Look. I don't know who those actors are, but they certainly look like characters that I recognize from the movie. And like, that's incredible artwork right there. And like, here's a list of chapters and like main characters in the story. So, oh, sorry, not Pip. It's Tip. I don't know why his name is Tip, but that's what it is. And there's Jack. Old Mombi. She's old Mombi. She's an old woman. Kind of witch. Yeah, I only say kind of witch because she can only kind of do stuff. Like, she needs help, like, potions. And, using words with the potions. She doesn't actually have a lot of power inside her. Yeah. And Scarecrow, the Tin Woodman, the Wogglebug, the Wogglebug. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that, but you can pronounce it either way. It's just spelled Woggle-BUG. Excuse me. And the Gump. And then this is just a list of the chapters. Here's the art from like the beginning of the cover page, and then here's the first chapter. Like, and this is showing you all how the house. I'm guessing how the houses in this country are built. Yeah, and then that's all I'm going to be showing you. But I will show you like all the stuff that I did just show you, like from the beginning of the book. And then this is the back of the book. See, there's. I hate this because I want to be able to. I want you to be able to see it. There, old Mombi, right there. Jack, the guy with the long green whiskers, but they're black. Scarecrow, Tip, Tin Woodman. Wogglebug. And then this character, she's not mentioned until a few chapters in, but this is Ginger, Jinjur, Ginger. Oh. Yeah, and she leads an army of all the women of Oz. I'm not sure how to explain it and just totally spoil the book for people who haven't read The Land of Oz. But it's interesting. Like, this is a very interesting book of how things progress and how they change, how everything is now kind of changed. Especially for those of you who know that Dorothy does come back. And like, this is a 14-book series, and that Dorothy does come back, and like she comes back to like a few things or a lot of things that have changed since she was there. It has been a few years. I know. I just don't know how many years. It's just a few. Or like maybe like 5 years or something like that. But it's been a few years at least. So that's the end of my review. It's not the best review, but they should be getting better because of these books that I really like. There's only 2 books that I know I've read. But other than that, I love all, like, I love them. And I've wanted these forever. So, I'm gonna end it here so that I can attempt at doing stuff. And getting something to drink because I really am really thirsty. So, bye guys.